all the way to the left side of the map. So the question remains, where will that circle go? But for the teams now, you can pretty much get anywhere you want, and it's just going to be status quo. But I'm looking at Ghost. This is a team that has said and has alluded to maybe changing things up on this map, as their loot spot on the southern side has basically made this map a non-starter more often than not for Ghost.
I mean, I like the game one game plan they came up with and setting that trap. And whilst, you know, I can see, I don't know the inner workings, I don't know what the plan was there, but it was a nice setup. I mean, ultimately, I think it fell apart. There was no trade possibility, maybe committing, you know, one, maybe two more people to that trap. And I mean, I was even talking to Shrimsy. He allowed Microfire to pass, but it's things like that where they have a beat on Rumblers, and Rumblers is a team that's in close contention to them. So, I mean, last week it's things like that. You need to pull them out of the bag. You need to throw it in there.
There's a possibility. Now, they tried this in the scrims and it did not go well. But there is a potential for a team like Ghost or someone else who doesn't get the benefit of that first zone to hold their parachute longer. Open the parachute a little bit earlier and wait for the circle to reveal itself and then kind of move over towards where the zone is instead of looting in their standard spot all the time. Now, a lot of risk comes with that, Hypoc. The first of which is if you get spotted in your parachute, you're an easy target.
Yeah, and again, this is a small map, and I mean, that's the circle you want to see if you Ghost gaming. This one's, I think we've only seen one other kind of south shift onto the eastern island here before in phase 3, but like you were saying, again, Sanhok's such a small map that those kind of overextensions, you know, dropping a bit further away from your team, they're so easily punishable here.
Looking at the total kills, Lazarus leading the way, a slight edge on second place Tempo Storm. Genesis there behind them, but look who is continuing to climb that chart is Riot Squad, a team that picked up a bunch of kills last game. They got a nice good position, or a nice placement as well. And now on Sanhok, a map where typically brawling teams seem to excel, they have a chance here to make this work.
That's been one thing for me. Riot Squad have been fairly disappointing, considering the way they've played on Erangel and Miramar. It's been disappointing to see them not kind of adapt that to Sanhok, because we see Vegas actually pulling up to the compound here. We can see Fignado and Loeb's already set up here. I think Vegas might have just caught wind of it. He's voting back out.
Nope.
Doesn't want anything to do with this right now.
Well, all right, see you later. Thanks for, you know, luckily he didn't get caught there. He didn't even have a helmet yet. So they're trying to get a little aggro center, and I think they were headed to the compound around Quarry. There's a chance there that Ghost will still be able to get back towards low key, but I don't think it's going to happen.
But again, that's a good example there. Obviously, Fignado and Loebs were there. You see how quickly Pax was over there to try and back that up. And that's the thing about Sanhok. These overextensions holding the compound down solo, it's so risky.
Absolutely. As anyone identifying there's a weak compound, they'll just crash you, and that's the way she goes. So Vegas smartly moving away from that. Drassel, talking to Drassel between games, it's been a frustrating journey this phase for Ghost, and I think they've not just started to feel it, but they're, I think, tired of this feeling that, you know, sometimes we just can't do anything about the situation we find ourselves in. And Ghost down in 9th place, not the situation we expected for them to be in this late in this phase.
No, I said earlier, I think United had the biggest, you know, people had the biggest expectations out of that roster. Again, Ghost is another one that it would be so disappointing after the year they've had, and again, the history behind the team. It would be so disappointing to not see Ghost go to, you know, they were at PGI last year. It would be so disappointing to see Ghost not be a team that represents us at PGC.
Oh, look at this. Tempo, all four in a vehicle, crashing into Player One Esports. The nades are already primed. That was going to land in the pocket. Sharp Shot is going to take some damage, but they are rolling through, and now Maluk is going to step up. Oh! He's going to get downed, and now Zampa is going to come up to support, and they will lose only one player in Shark. But Lampalot firing away from distance. Tempo extremely aggressive here, going for the center position.
David actually nearly had the beat on the third Tempo player there. I mean, great work from him. Unfortunately, obviously only 2 members of P1E were up at this compound, but this is one compound we've seen get punished time and time again when the circle comes towards it. And Tempo is actually one of the teams dropping Painan that's in a position to capitalize on that.
And that was a straight shot, like full send, no questions asked for Tempo. They've got the leeway to basically throw their weight around. They have a 50-point lead on second place Lazarus, and they are not one to slow down. They just want to continue to press the action, and look at Zenith. They've got a trap set up on Endemic.
Actually, yeah, Roth actually getting a peek around there.
Oh.
Wolf vaulting into the window. Unfortunate not to get the down there by Roth, but they have no information that Walt hears right now. They've only heard one set of gunshots. Patron actually pushing up on foot as well.
Look at this angle. He should be able to see
him.
Him. He should be able to see him. Oh! Oh, no! Roth loses that one after getting the advantage early. Crispier will be spotted and actually taken down by a Walt, but Roth gotta want that one back. And now it looks like Walt is going to back away as Kendo is going to call for it. I'm not sure if they want to try and salvage that, but I guess the answer is no. And Zenith is going to go off on his own, and they're going to lose too.
I mean, these splits are messy, to say the least, Moses. I'm not sure what you gain from this, obviously, position on the map, splitting in such a way that it's so easily punishable.
Well, they did what they could. Didn't work out, and off they will go. The center of the zone now occupied by Sonics as well as Player One Esports. Mystery getting taken down. And now this is SSG. This is on the southern side. They've got Ghost and Riot Squad nearby.
Mystery way out of the compound as well. He's over on this rock again. Relatively safe if somebody can use. They're going to have to burn some utility to get over here. Later taking some damage as well. But SSG would have, you know, they're pretty much stacked up here as they've come across the river.
I'd love to see Ghost. I know they have high ground, and you know, getting super aggro early game doesn't have a ton of upside. But where Vegas is a held compound, and they could at least come towards him, maybe give him some support. But that falls on to McCoy to make that call. We heard from Jabroni that McCoy is the unquestioned leader of the team in game. Vegas has had to slot into that, and now the results have to speak for themselves. As Ghost sitting in 9th place, Vegas in an aggro position, but third partying on Sanhok, especially now in the center of the zone. That's where Ghost could maybe pick up a couple of points if they have more players in better position.
I mean, if
or
you,
different position.
Yeah, I think if you can get yourself into a team.
Unfortunately,
the utility burned in the wrong way there. I mean, it's such a huge cross for Mystery to crawl across that gap.
I'm going to throw smoke, crawl back to us.
Again, though, they're not wanting to risk crossing over to the rock, and I understand that aspect as well, but SSG didn't look like they were getting aggressive on that. They certainly weren't in range to nade onto that rock that Mystery was downed on, so a bit of a shame to see Riot Squad lose a member like that when I wanted to see them come out and swing on Sanhok.
Well, it's funny to talk about Riot Squad's rise, but along that rise has been really consistently losing players in the early game. It happens all the time. So you have to wonder what Riot Squad would be capable of if they had the consistency of keeping their players alive like Lazarus or Tempo Storm does. I
mean, again, coming back to, we see Mystery and Later, last two up on that team, again, just picking up mad kill points coming towards the end game. And again, another shift now that you've got to hope that Ghost have a game plan now to capitalize on this. And
they need the kills.
They do. They need to look to get aggressive over towards the southwestern side where SSG and Riot Squad are positioned, but also not give up a way into the center of the circle.
Well, they do have the center spot, and it's very, very hard for any team to say, let's give this up and move out and go get some kills. We see Tempo do it. Lazarus has done it time and time again, and that's where they get those prime kill points in the mid game that is so difficult to come by when you have a center position like Ghost does.
Yeah, and again, at the same time, it's that age-old. If we go center, we might not be able to pick up the kills, and I don't think they're in a position where they can hold passive and hope that points come to them.
We saw Fignaldo get flushed out. This is the remnants of Zenith. They have Endemic bearing down on them. They will be spotted. Walt immediately deleted by Wolf, and the quick follow-up by Relo. And Zenith will be the first ones out of this game, out of the jungle, at least for now.
Endemic up to 4 kills as well. And this is, again, a team that's come under criticism for being too passive and stuff. But, I mean, when you see them team fighting, again, Relo to me stands out on that team. Samthang has also shown that, mechanically he's very talented. Same with Crispio. And Wolf has had his moments as well. But again,
it's about this. I think the strategy for Endemic is just not allowing them to kind of breathe, flex out, get those kills. And again, that falls to the IG. I believe is Wolf in this situation, who's primarily calling for that team. But speaking of Wolf, he's a snake in the grass. As here comes Lazarus creeping up. He can potentially hear the footsteps, laying in wait. And this is going to pop off. There's all 3 of them are snaking.
Relo's just behind him as well, so he's actually in a position to trade this. Lazarus actually coming slightly down towards the west side of the split.
They might not have seen them, Hypok.
No.
Like, he can hear them, but I don't think...
To a Tempo.
Oh. What happened? Let's find out.
We saw Sonics up on the hill earlier, but it looks like Sonics have sent it all the way down to his compound.
They've come down. Yes, indeed. Maluk's not there, and Lazarus is going to walk right by. Oh, no! They spotted Wolf. It's a feint. Just joking. We saw you the whole time. Alo springs the trap and jumps up on Wolf. They were prone. They were standing still, and just like that, they are scattering like little maces out there in the fields.
That's so unfortunate. The last member of Lazarus that was kind of trailing behind, watching the flank, Alo, is the one that spots out Wolf, who's in the front line in that prone position for Endemic.
Oh my! It's like Wolf went to scratch his nose.
Look at them now. They're chasing it.
Run away! So Endemic They have essentially locked down like the territory for Endemic. They are, I think, 8th, 9th, and 10th has been their finishes, at least so far in the last couple of phases. Relo's been taking damage as well. And Lazarus, man, that was lucky. That looked like they could spring that trap at any time. And Purdy is going to just laser beam something from distance. And now it's only Relo, the young man, has got the world on his shoulders once again. 4 kills here for Endemic, but it looks like they're going to be falling Zenith out of the lobby pretty quick.
Wildcard actually pressuring over to this as well. So it looks like they're going to, they're going to try and yoink that kill. Something going over to Adam from Wildcard. So they're now just on the hunt for Relo. Relo's managed to find himself a pretty good rock, actually. It looks like he's in between two, but Wildcard don't look like... Actually, I was going to say, Kickstart getting some bullets down onto Lazarus there, doing some damage.
Here too.
They're crashing onto Envy here in the compound.
Yeah, it looks like Pat Caps and Taro are set up to... in nice position, but they have Pride. I think he'll be doing most of the damage on the high side if he can get into position. Taro is going to go for the nice flush. And that is just the Taro that we constantly see this phase, who is always in position to do something. And ooh, just like that, Purdy steps over and just slaps Relo.
But Lazarus hear this. They want to get involved in the compound as well. You can see them positioning already over to this way. 2 members of Wildcard down. Penta's outside the circle. So this crash onto Envy has not paid off for them.
You nailed it. Kickstart down. It looks like, I don't know who that is. That's Penta way off in the distance. He looks like he's the last man. He's going to have to veer off and hope for some placement points if Wildcard doesn't hope to get any more. And now Envy with 4 strong. I wonder if Lazarus wants to push the action.
I mean, they've got to have heard that and wanted to see if they could pick up any free kills on the edge. I mean, they must have known Wildcard obviously stole the kill away from them on Endemic, so they know that they were in between. Halo actually picking up Kickstar, so that is one of the kills being stolen away from Envy over at this compound.
1 for 1, as Wildcard took one away, and they will give one back to Lazarus. And now Alo, he is really aggressively positioned above this rock. I wonder now with the circle closing if they want to start this fight just yet. There's 2 minutes. They're on the short side of the zone. They do have time to maybe make this fight happen, but pushing onto the compound with Quarry sightlines in tow, Hypoc, I'm not sure if that's something they want to commit to just yet.
I think the best idea for them is to wrap back west side. Envy have a lock on this northeastern corner, so there's no value in kind of waiting here. Envy aren't going to move. They're going to look to hold them or box them in at the edge. Playing down to the compound on the west side of Quarry.
They're going into the Quarry, it looks like, Lazarus, which is a bold strategy. We'll see if it pays off.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one either. This is like, you're in a big bowl.
We've seen Lazarus play into Quarry a couple of times. I'm not... Maybe they know something I don't. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean, normally you'd see a lot more teams around the edge, which hasn't happened yet, but they don't know that. We do.
I mean, they have to assume Envy is 4 up here as well.
Absolutely. I mean, us just watching the kill feed, Pat Caps. Ooh, the Bolter is going to hit a body shot. Just going to force the med. But he's scanning the edges, so I wonder if Envy really can hold these peaks.
I mean, Alo and Luke have made it all the way.
You know what? I've never seen a Quarry position play out this way, so let's just see what happens. Looks like Luke are going to make it all the way. Luke and Alo are going to make it all the way through and get in behind Envy, leaving Civ and Purdy to move in, I guess, behind them.
I mean, having now seen it done, I like the positioning from Alo and Luke because they're now in a position where next circle, even if it centers, potentially Envy's compound's going to be out. And now Alo and Luke are positioning themselves where they're now holding Envy towards the edge of the circle.
Well, it's a straight line through the Quarry. You just have to run through an open bowl to get through it. So it is very risky. But in this situation, Lazarus now has come all the way on the other side of Envy. And if the circle shifts away, we'll be in a position to zone them. So this might pay dividends for Lazarus.
I mean, one thing I will point out, I'm not sure. Moody and Pride must have still assumed that this last member of Wildcard was going to come in on the edge because there's no reason for them to be on the east side of the road here. So I would have liked to have seen them group up.
Here's the shift. We'll see where it goes. Genesis taking shots at United.
Yeah, wow.
And it's going to shift south, and that's going to force Envy to move through Lazarus now. So we'll see if they can pick up some more points. Tempo Storm Maluk, the last man, I believe, who is dead center, or at least in the Quarry area. He's probably in a hidey hole, waiting for the circles to continue to close. H-Win looking at United. Nice shots there, and the quick flush probably coming as they want these points ASAP.
Yeah, Genesis is in a position way out of circle here, but they've got an open sight line into the circle. United occupying this hill. Looks like they're going to back down to the warehouse to the bottom hill, but
Sonics are there too.
I mean, yeah, Sonics are pretty much just chilling in the compound. I'm not sure if they have a sight line onto. You can see them put some damage down onto H-Win, but I'm surprised Sonics are giving up this much space.
Here's
actually, Lazarus pushing into Loki.
Oh, baby. Lobes is in the spot. The pan to turn. Nice. Oh, he turned on him. Oh, he's not in a position to trade, though. Alo needs more support. Here comes Civ. Barrel straight in.
With 3.
Right into him. Oh, no. And Maluk is stealing kills as well. So Tempo is taking points away from Lazarus. And it's now Chubba Bubba in the bathroom, I guess is what this is. He's going to try and break the wall. He knows he's in there, going for the nade. Quick flush in there. Force him all the way out. Perfectly executed.
Perfectly played.
Absolutely well played. Oh, no. And there goes Alo. So it's going to be only Luke left standing.
I'm sorry, though. Hats off to Chuba knocking 3 of Lazarus as they tried to come in here. I mean, Luke actually spun around and, I'll be honest,
destroyed Lobes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Careful, you'll get a tweet.
I was going to say, we'll see that one on Twitter later.
So now Envy, they've come up across. They've heard what happened to Lazarus, and they're coming to clean up the scraps. And they're pre-firing every corner, but just a little bit too late as Luke has already left the building. Yeah,
Luke opting to come back down into Quarry, and I mean, rightfully so, he's not in a position to hold that compound down at all. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to find himself a spot down here, because Envy are going to do exactly the same as what they did with that other compound. They're just going to set up here. They're going to have complete control. That's a pretty good spot, I'm not going to lie.
This is where I live now, says Luke. So
this is my home.
So Profi and Sonics, they haven't come out of the compound, but the circle is now forcing everyone to move. They can get around Sonics, but I'm interested to see normally an active Sonic squad being so passive here. Maybe just waiting for the open sight lines. Looks like Keenan's got one. He's only got the Car 98. Let's see if he can hit that nice shot. Show us what you got, Keenan. You want to use the bolt action on Sanhok? You got to be flashy.
K-Mine does get knocked from Tiggleton, though, so open and not going towards Sonics. And I think K-Mine's stuck on a rock that's not going to be in the next zone. You can see the zone's just come past him here, so more than likely, Genesis is going to lose 1 member here, at least.
Like Tig really likes to play aggressive, and he's going to get up into the grill of Genesis, continuing to move forward. He's super active. If you just watch him as a player, he's always moving around, checking angles, doing different things, and that's why he's been doing so much damage, been a standout here in this phase number 1 for Sonics. And now it's going to be the opening shots. K-Mine will go down, finish to the zone. Profi, Nerf, and H-Win trying to defend United, doing third-party damage down the hill. So much shots coming towards H-Win, and Profi standing in the front line. Profi gets 1. Wooly does go down. Another one down. Keenan. It's got to be only Tony V left. I don't see him on the screen.
Tony's all the way back to the north. He wasn't committed to that push.
Wow, that is not the type of Sonics play we are used to seeing, and you have to wonder, with 7th place, they have got to be feeling the pressure. Meanwhile, Rumblers getting after it with Vanquish.
Reload.
2 down.
Fozu 1 HP here.
Yeah, he's just got a trade. There it is. Nice. And they're going to get the reses here as well. Looks like Finna has got a line, however.
Oh, he's got a nade.
One grenade.
Oh, no.
One grenade could ruin this all for Rumblers. But pretty please. Okay, well, we're going to Profi. He's coming down the hill. Finna is getting damage onto Rumblers, and now it's going to be Cherry Poppins again trying to get that damage back onto Finna. As we saw Microfry get flushed out, Los was rezzed, so only 1 loss so far as Finna is trying to avoid the damage coming his way. The molly's on his rock, the spray comes out from Cherry, and Finna is the one-man wrecking crew trying to make it happen. No damage there. There's lots going on. This is a tough spot in the zone. You can see here Los will step up and close that chapter as Vanquish almost does a lot of damage. Coming back to SSG, only J-Sank left. It's Ghost flushing them out 1 at a time. Nice shots there with the AK going for the flush. He has to hit the reload. Oh no, he's in the zone as well. McCoy still alive, steps up. Nice play from Drassel. He's taken a lot. I think they're going to lose potentially McCoy and maybe Vegas as well.
I think McCoy will fall to the zone here.
Looks like Vegas
the
is okay.
Kill credit will go over to J-Sank for that. They're going to get their rods onto Vegas, but they need to reset here because they're hard southwest edge here, and this hill is horrible to rotate off.
Yeah, both up and down.
Yeah,
so Vegas...
they should have some space actually to come back around to the south, so really advantageous shift here for Ghost.
Absolutely, they've got a crate there if they see it as well. Taylor J continuing to fire away at Envy. This has been a 1-to-1 fight ever since Lazarus got killed. Well, at least I think Luke is down, so... Still a big space between Tempo and Lazarus. Maluk was found also, and Taylor is watching that hillside. Nice shot there. Pat Caps.
Didn't see it, but heard it.
Yeah. Pop, pop. More shots coming. Tony V, the last man from Sonics. Moody coming there. And it looks like Tony V's been spotted. That grenade is going to land pretty damn close and force him around the rock. Does a lot of damage to Tony V.
He's going to hit the prone and first aid here.
Yep. Absolutely. And now it's an interesting turn of events. Man, for Sonics, do you think that maybe a little bit more activity there would have been beneficial for them?
I think just being 4 together to push that Genesis fight. United were trying a third party here, but I think they had a great opportunity to sweep the top of the hill. And again, I'm guessing that was the call. I'm not sure. Maybe Tony got tagged up as he was coming out of the compound. Something slowed him down, but you're absolutely right. It's surprising to see that kind of inconsistency with being united, I guess.
Absolutely. So now looking at Tony V, he's continuing to at least annoy E United here as the zone continues to close. He's got to be getting through. That will be his last first aid kit. And now it's only bandages. He's got to get away from here, and they're going to get spotted. So that's going to be Taylor J getting that point. 3 kills for E United.
Back in a top 5 situation now, and this is what E United need to do every single game today.
Nice shots from Waldo. Hitting Ghost at long range. Moody last man up for Envy, who has again jumped over Riot Squad by a couple of points.
But there is a later still waiting on Moody over in the quarry
Protege
area.
too.
Yeah, Protege way split off just towards the hill that Ghost occupied. But Later's potentially in a position where he's going to pick up this kill on Moody. I don't know if Moody's fully aware somebody else is there. Later's moving first, so maybe Moody's going to spot it.
What a spot there for Moody. Oh, he knows he's there. Oh, or does he? He knows someone's around. He's just checking
right side here.
Oh, he can't see him. He's in the scope. Oh, they're like right next to each other. That's Sanhok in a nutshell right there. Actually, Moody's getting zone damage now, so he's got to be careful. Leda is ahead of him, but he's probably going to be spotted first.
I think Moody knows. Moody's moving as if he knows somebody's over here.
Yeah, but he also watches flanks as well. So now Balefrost just jiggle peeking, trying to get it to go.
Oh.
He will get Vegas down.
Oh.
And another one as well. And just like that, Ghost does go down in 5th place with a little bit of help from United. Leda will get Moody down, and that is going to be another placement there for Riot Squad with the additional point, taking the gap down to just 2 points.
That's a clutch kill coming out from Later, but Balefrost with some fantastic shots up to Ghost on the hill there. Lost actually getting an opening knock onto Protege, so this is problematic now. Because they were so split, there's no option whatsoever of Riot Squad grouping up and trying to take one team fight here.
This is feeling like we're going to see Rumblers and United battle for this game unless Leda can continue to harass, and right now he's just waiting. He wants the placement points. Taylor would have heard the shots of him killing Moody, and that's what they're looking for right now.
He's in such a good spot, though. Look at it. It's down just behind the edge of this hill. Taylor J's desperately looking over this side, but it's risky for Taylor to be over here doing this, knowing full well there's potentially another 2 or 3 man team elsewhere in the circle.
Yeah, I think United needs to play together, or at least
Taylor might spot him there.
Oh, Leda is going to step up. He's going to get the shots. Doesn't get the down. Taylor's got the cover. Here comes the support from Stab. The zone's at his back as well.
Oh.
And that is well played by E United. But meanwhile, Los will get the opening knock onto Bale. And that is going to force Cherry on the flank. Let's listen into Rumblers.
I'm watching. I'm waiting.
Yeah, you guys have circle.
Wait where you're at. I got right.
Cherry, don't make any noise. Don't move.
He's trying to go for the res, I think. No, he can't.
In front of me.
Yeah, just lead it prone hard.
I see one at the rock, my mark.
Watch blue for me.
Yeah, you hold them out. You saw him at the rock.
Between me and you.
At the rock, I think.
Yeah, just keep crawling in like that, Cherry. They're gonna run out of the smokes. You have to keep crawling
Bro,
so you don't die to blue. Yeah, I know. Just keep crawling.
Calm.
Just peek left side. I'm holding left side.
I'm healing.
I'm watching right.
That's one.
Nice.
I'm healing.
One is further left.
There's only one left. There's only one.
I got him pinned at tree. He's at the tree.
He's on the tree. He's on the tree. Play slow.
Go left.
I know. Give me a sec. I got.
You haven't pinned.
Ooh, that was damn close. It did come down to a 1v1 just for a second, but Rumblers take the game with 9 kills, and with the points as close as they are, that is going to complicate things even further on the road to PGC.
I mean, I'd be interested to see what Ghost ended up with there. We did see them picking up some kills onto SSG. Not sure exactly the placement points they'll pick up, but that's a round that Rumblers desperately needed after 2 very slow game 1-2s.
Absolutely. Rumblers feeling real good.